quit. Is that the
They
Indians?
quit?
No, it might be the Indians.
Get off me, kid.
Oh.
Jeez.
What?
I just canceled the croqueta. Every time I do the croqueta, I pretty much cancel it now. Banger. Oh, they saved 2 first post shots. That sucks. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
I like hesitated on shooting it first, and then I was like, screw it. That was like upper netting.
Didn't.
Oh, let's go.
The placement.
That was sick. Hey everyone, this is Lesky here, back to another FIFA 21 Pro Clubs player build for you guys today. And in this video, I'm going to be going over a new center forward build, and I'm basing this build off of Wayne Rooney, specifically off of one of his cards back in FIFA 13, I do believe is what I looked at. He was 89 rated, his gold card in FIFA 13 on Ultimate Team, and he was also listed as a center forward, so it's perfect because this one is a center forward as well. So moving on with the athletic part of this build, Wayne Rooney is 5'9", and I looked up what his weight was, and it was around 182 pounds, so that's what we have exactly, and we went for 5'8" instead of 5'10", just because 5'8" gives us a little bit more pace, which we all know pace is very overpowered in FIFA pretty much every single year. So moving on to the body page, as you guys can see, like I said, we're at 5'8", 182. Simple as that. Make sure you're on the low side of 5'8" if you're doing it on this screen. But if you're doing it on the playstyle screen, it doesn't matter. You don't have to make sure you're on the low side. You can just put it at 5'8", 182, and then it'll automatically set you to the low side of 5'8", and your stats will be how I have them. Again, the stats might not be the exact same if you didn't play the same amount of games I have or as much of games as I have. Like say, I'm almost at 900 games. I think I'm at 800. Just got over 800 games. So if you have like 500, 400, whatever it is, 200, the stats might be a little bit different and obviously lower because I've played more games. So we're going to move on to the skill tree now, and I'll see you guys over there. All right, so before I show you guys the skill tree, I'd just like to ask if you haven't already hit that like button on this video. I'd very much appreciate it if you could do it now, just because it'll help me get deeper in that YouTube algorithm, just so I can get this video out to more viewers. Also, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do that as well. And for all the people that have already hit that like button and are already subscribed to my channel, I appreciate it. So now let's move on to this build. So as we said, as you can see, Wayne Rooney, center forward, 5'8", 182 pounds, and right-footed because he is right-footed in real life. So going straight to the physical page, as you guys can see, Wayne Rooney is a pretty stocky build, body type. So we wanted to put some strength on him because on all of his cards, he has pretty crazy strength for a guy that's not that tall. He's 5'9". I mean, it's about average height, but he's got some good strength. As I can see, looking at his FIFA 13 card, he has 80 jumping and 87 strength. As a 5'8" center forward, it's not possible to get 87 strength, which is kind of crazy. So we went basically with the max strength we could get for a 5'7" guy that's 182 pounds. And 182 pounds is way above average of the weight that I do on most of my builds because I wanted to put that extra weight to make him look bulky, kind of like Rooney is, and also just to get that strength up at least to 80. So that's what we did, and that's why we have 182 pounds. Obviously at 182, it's not going to be as fast as if he was in the if he was at 174 or 149 or 119. But it's not too big of a deal with the pace on this build, and you'll see once we get to the pace, it's really not that slow. So we have all the way to this jumping focus, which will give you 1 strength and 2 jumping. And in the strength advanced focus, this bear claw, it'll give you +3 strength, which will get you to that 80 strength mark, and you'll lose 1 stamina. And one thing I did notice, out of pretty much every position in this game, I think center forwards have the worst stamina, which is quite weird. I'm not too sure why that is, but we'll just have to deal with it. So since you already have really low stamina, I would suggest putting on the second wind. If you are an innie and you play innie in all your games and you're going to use this build while you're an innie, I would suggest not using the second wind, even though you have a lower stamina. I don't think it'll be too big of a deal since you're not controlling your guy all the time. So we went all the way down to the second wind and all the way down to the last kangaroo, and the strength advanced focus. So we have 87 jumping, 80 strength, 92 reactions, and then 69 aggression, which we can't touch the 92 reactions and 69 aggression. Those stats only change depending on your position, your height, and your weight, I'm pretty sure. So we're going to have to deal with that. But 87 jumping is actually pretty good, and then that 80 strength is very good for a 5'8" player. So moving on to the defending, which we have nothing listed, so we're not going to talk about that. Looking at the defending, I guess, we have everything 60 or higher, which is honestly not too bad for a center forward. Going to the dribbling now, guys. All right, so over here on the dribbling page, as you guys can see, we have some pretty good dribbling stats. Rooney wasn't known very much for his dribbling, but as you guys know, dribbling in this game is very important and one of the most important categories, in my opinion, on FIFA. So we went for a high dribbling. I think when I initially used this build, I went for 4-star skills, but I'm just a huge fan of 5-star skills and I just love using them. So I went for the 5-star. If you guys have no problem using the 4-star skills, definitely spread those skill points around somewhere else. You could increase the dribbling even more, or you could just do whatever you like. The passing, the shooting, we'll see. Once we get a little bit further down in the skill tree, you'll see what you can work with. But I went with the 5-star skills, and the only thing I didn't add on this left side is the balance specialty, which would have got us to 91 balance. I just think that 88 agility and 88 balance is already pretty good. And looking at Rooney's card in FIFA 13, he had 80 agility, 73 balance, so pretty poor, but his balance was lower than his agility, so I really didn't want to get that balance higher than his agility. So we have them both at 88, and I think that looks pretty good. So on this right side, we went all the way for that extra skill move, obviously, for the 5-star, and then the flare trait, which I don't think Rooney had the flare trait at all, but again, it's very OP. I'll show you an example of why it's pretty good, just because the one-time backheel passes, the fancy touches, and all that good stuff that I usually mention in my videos. So that's it for the dribbling page, guys. Now we're going to move on to passing. Over here on passing, Rooney was actually a very good distributor of the ball, especially towards the end of his career, I noticed. He was very good at pinging those long balls and very good at those short passes. So looking at his card in FIFA 13, he has 84 short passing, 84 long passing, 84 vision, and 84 curve. So pretty decent passing stats. So I wanted to get the long passing up for this center forward, at least to 80, because if you're looking at the base stats right now, we have 73 long passing and 85 short passing. So I wanted to get that up. So on the right side, we went for this one extra long passing, and then we went for all the way down to this second long passing on the left side, which is only one skill point, but gives you +2 long passing. That'll get you to 77 long passing. And then what I did is add this curve for +2 curve to get it to 80, since he does have 84 curve. We wanted to bump that up a bit. And then it'll give you +3 long passing for the last one, for the long passing advanced focus for 2 skill points. So that's pretty good as well. And that's what'll get you up to 80 long passing, as well with that 86 short passing and 80 curve, and then also 80 crossing. So the stats are pretty good. The only thing that's not 80 or higher is the vision, which is not our problem. We can't do anything about that. It's just because we are a 5'8" center forward that's probably 182 pounds, so we have to deal with that vision. But the passing on this build is actually not too bad, especially since I bumped up that long passing, because the base stat, like I said, it was at 73, so I definitely wanted to get that up. So now we're going to be moving on to shooting, and I'll show you guys what we have. The shooting on this build, as you guys see, we don't have that much skill points towards the shooting, but on pretty much every single FIFA, I believe Wayne Rooney had a 4-star weak foot, so that's what we wanted to go for. My build, we have the 5-star skills, 4-star weak foot, and like I said, if you wanted to take off this extra skill move, I would take off this one on the left. And then you could add more to the passing. I would say maybe more to the curve to get that curve up to more exact, like more accurate to what he has in FIFA 13. You could do that, or you could just increase the shooting, the finishing, because as you guys can see, we have 91 finishing. It's not like crazy, but it's not bad. Anything over 90 or higher, I believe, is pretty good. You're not going to be able to tell much of a difference. So we went for the 4-star weak foot on this middle section, which will bump up our volleys quite a bit, and then give us some finishing, which will get us to 91 finishing, and then 88 volleys, which is very good. On his card, he has 90 finishing and 89 volleys, so very close to those stats on FIFA 13. One thing Rooney had was crazy shot power. I'm looking at his card right now, and he had 91 shot power. So we tried to bump it up at least a little bit. We just got these two that cost 1 skill point each for 1 shot power, which will get us up to 81, which honestly isn't that bad for a guy that's 5'8". Most of the time when you're a 5'8 or 5'6", anything lower than that, it's in the 70s. So we got that up to 81, and it's not that bad. We also have 87 long shots on Rooney's card here. He has 85. So pretty solid in my opinion, and that's going to be it for the shooting section. And now we'll move on to the last section, which will be pace. All right, guys, so over here on the pace page, as you guys see, we boosted his pace quite a bit because FIFA, you need a pretty good pace, especially if you're going to play striker, especially in Division 1 pro clubs, because all those wing backs that are playing CDM and even the outside backs have like 88 pace, I'm pretty sure. Like the default computer outside backs have 88 pace in Division 1. So we want to at least get to match that or a little bit better. So that's what we did. We got it a little bit better when we went for 90 acceleration, 88 sprint speed. We could have got this last one for 92 acceleration, 88 sprint speed, but I didn't think that was too important. So we left that one off and we went for these two that actually cost 5 skill points each. But one gives you 3 extra pace, which is quite nice. Like if we went for this one and then with this one, it would be 91 acceleration, 86 sprint speed. I don't think it's as good as just doing this 90 acceleration, 88 sprint speed. So you can get in behind those defenders with that sprint speed. That's pretty decent. And again, like I said, Rooney was never like the paciest dude in real life, so it's obviously not going to be the paciest build, but it definitely has quite a bit of pace. Like looking at his card in FIFA 13, he only had 79 pace, which is not going to be usable in pro clubs this year. So that's why we went for the high pace. And he also, I'm pretty sure on Ultimate Team, he got a end of an era card, which is pretty freaking cracked. Like his stats are insane on it. Like there's no way I could like imitate that card for pro clubs in FIFA 21. It's just not possible with the amount of skill points they give you. So that's why I kind of looked back on an older FIFA to base this build off of, because he was 89 rated, and this build I believe is 88 rated, so it's pretty similar. But yeah, that end of era card, because Rooney announced he's retiring, it's just insane. So there's no way we can imitate that card with this build. So that's why we have 90 acceleration, 88 sprint speed, and all the other stuff. It's actually a very good build. When I was using this build though, I think it was the EA servers. There's no way it was my connection, because it was happening to my teammates too. The servers were just so bad, and I'm pretty sure they had like a little update to fix them. And I think it was just like all the EA servers across like all their games. It wasn't just FIFA. Like the connection was terrible, so I didn't have the best time using it. But I definitely got some decent goals, and it's very good with the dribbling because of that 88 agility and 88 balance. So very good build, guys. So this is going to wrap it up for this Wayne Rooney center forward build. Please put in the comments how y'all got on with this build, if y'all did try it out. And also, if you haven't hit that like button on this video, this would be the time to do it. I would very much appreciate that. And if you aren't already subscribed to my channel, could you do that as well? Thank you very much. Stay tuned for the rest of my builds that are coming in the near future, because I will be pumping them out as fast as possible. But y'all have a great rest of y'all's day, and peace out.